Oh, do I feel good today? What is up, universe? Welcome in to your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call it Driving the Line, hashtag DTL. We're here every single day live on the weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. On the weekends, on demand, also at the same time. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. Subscribe to our channel. Hit that live button every single time you come in and then chat away. We've got the best chat in the business. Now, we always must look back before we look forward. And yesterday, again, we continue these ho-hum days. If you follow my man Charles, though, even though he didn't have a great day on the show, he did hook you up with all of his free plays. I hit like 4 or 5. So today's our bounce back Thursday. But if you haven't got your I Hate Unders merchandise, there's a QR code. Yesterday we sold several of these, and we want to see them. We want pictures coming into us, so get your DTL merchandise and do it right now. Now, you guys know what we're all about. We're only 3 months into this rebrand, but I tell you, if there's a big event, damn it, we're going to talk about it. If there's a big event, somehow we're going to be a part of it here on Driving the Line. And this Saturday, I'm telling you right now, in Brooklyn, New York. Can't believe we are here. 48 hours away. Devin Haney on one side. Ryan Garcia on the other side. And who's going to call it? Well, he's a member of our crew. He's a member of what we do. It is now time, changing things up today, for one big fight with the Grish.
So Ruben Van Roosmalen with a victory over Kevin Van Ostrand may attempt
There's a big fight in the world. This man's voice is on it, and he is live here this morning on Driving the Line. Mr. Todd Grisham, good morning, sir.
Tip of the cap to you. I apologize for coming to you from my car. Just got out of my workout. I'm almost 50 now, and I'm dealing with the two worst words in old man workouts, sciatic nerve. I mean, bro, the freaking sciatic nerve, that train is never late. You get about 2 or 3 weeks into a good workout session, you're feeling good, bam.
It happens, kid. It happens. And speaking of training, that's exactly where we find ourselves at the end of the training for Devin Hayden and Ryan Garcia. There is disdain between these two. So, Grish, as the man who's calling it and had to prepare all of this time, are you shocked that we have arrived today and this fight is still a go?
Yes, I am. And it's still not a go. It hasn't happened yet. But, Ryan Garcia has said, I'm just trying to promote the fight. I'm just trying to promote. This is the worst possible strategy to promote a fight ever. I mean, there's good crazy and there's bad crazy. Mike Tyson crazy. I'm going to eat your heart out. I'm going to, eat your children. That's crazy scary that you want to watch. That's good scary. Ryan Garcia is talking about, he's been engaged twice to like 2 porn stars this past week. I mean, coach, you and I have been there before, but we're not training for a fight. You know what I mean? He says he's paying millions of dollars for women to sit in the front row. He says he's been abducted by aliens, I think. He knows the formula for Coca-Cola. He's determined how the pyramids have been built in Egypt. He's all over the place. And normally you might have a laugh about it, but as you know, last year he took some serious time off to get his mental health under control. And now he says he's fine. So to me, it's more sad than anything. I don't think this is helping promote the fight at all.
And that's where I have been. There comes a certain time where he's like, you know what, this is too much. And then to me, it falls on your promoter. And you and I have worked for Oscar De La Hoya in the past. And I don't know him all that well, but I know that he promotes caring about his fighters. And I'll put the fights against anybody. When does the promoter step in at some point and say, listen, we've just got to get to April 20th, because outside of the 40 or 50 million that the fighter's going to make, Grish, you've got all the other people, the promoters, the people that work at the arena. There's a lot of money on the line. When does he have to step in and say enough's enough?
Well, 2 things to remember. One, Ryan Garcia is a grown man. All right, he's not 18. Yeah. He's not 17. He's in the mid-20s. And number 2, what was Oscar De La Hoya doing when he was that age? He was getting coked out of his mind, right? I mean, there's an HBO documentary about it. He was womanizing. He was having children out of wedlock. He was on coke and other drugs. He was partying. He couldn't keep his... So all Ryan Garcia is going to say to Oscar De La Hoya is, you were doing the same thing.
That's right.
I blame his parents, all right? It's one thing to say you grew up on the streets, as many boxers have. I grew up in the streets. I didn't have a mother. I didn't have a father. The streets raised me. I was the Boys and Girls Club all the time. But guess what? He has two loving parents that took him around all of his youth to all these amateur boxing shows. They're in his camp now. His dad helps train him. His mother and his father at every single press conference. So if they don't have either the wherewithal or the nerve to tell their own son, look, don't post this stuff on social media, it's horrible, then who's he going to listen to?
There's only one way that this gets turned around at this point, and that's if he comes out on Saturday night and he has a really good performance. But yet, Devin Haney is a big-time favorite from the betting angle. Should he be this big of a favorite?
Without the crazy stuff? No. But with the crazy stuff? Yes. I mean, what other signs does someone need to show you? And listen, I'm going to give you a little, you guys like big bets here. Here's a little sprinkle play I want you to put, okay?
Okay.
Put Devin Haney wins by disqualification at plus 8,000, all right? Ryan Garcia has said many times, no matter what happens, he's going to get his in the ring. I'll bite both his ears off. I'll do this. He's going to be put down one way or another. And sometimes fighters look for a way out. Ryan Garcia, if you watch this fight against Gervonta Tank Davis, he got up at 10.5 seconds. He looked at the referee, waited for the 10, and then stood up. A lot of people called him a quitter. So if he's going to quit once, he may not want to be labeled a quitter again, so he'll do anything not to be called a quitter. You know, if he's in bad trouble, maybe he tries something crazy, tries to pull his arm, does something to get disqualified. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think it's certainly worth a little sprinkle. And plus, Devin Haney, the guy he's dealing with, as wild and free-spirited and unhinged as Garcia seems to be, Devin Haney's the complete opposite. This guy's a Mayweather 2.0. Say what you will about Mayweather. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He's in the gym 3 times a day. And in the ring, he does not make mistakes. He doesn't become impatient. You can boo him all you want, but he just is methodical coming forward and counterpunching. He's got amazing footwork. His last fight against Regis Prograis only landed 36 total punches in the fight. That's the third lowest, I believe, in CompuBox history. That's 3 punches around. The problem fighters have is they throw a punch at Devin Haney and they miss and they get countered. Boom. And they learn after 2 or 3 of those, wait a minute, my 10% punch is going to get countered with an 80% shot coming back. So they just get gun shy and they don't throw punches. So to me, Ryan Garcia and his crazy ass has got to come out in the first round and go guns blazing, pressure this guy, get him off his game plan, scare him a little bit, make him think you're crazy in the ring, and see what happens. But if Ryan Garcia doesn't win the early rounds, he's finished.
30 seconds or less. Last question comes from our chat. Does Grish like Haney via knockout? What's your prediction?
I do. That would be my prediction, is Devin Haney by stoppage, because Devin Haney's not much of a talker, but his dad is. And his dad, Bill Haney, if you hear him in the corner, Devin Haney is like a remote-controlled gamer. Whatever his dad says, he does it. Everything he does. And his dad has said multiple times, listen, my advice to him, after all we've seen and done, and he's made this personal, go kill him. Normally, he doesn't say that. Normally, he's like, well, we're going to see what happens. We'll push him in deep waters. Now he's like, we're going to meet him in the ring, and we're going to kill him. So if you believe Devin Haney's dad, Bill Haney, I think Devin's going for the knockout. And considering Ryan Garcia's mental status, I think he's going to do it.
Grish Dog, can't thank you enough for the time. It's been amazing. We'll be watching live Saturday night. Where? DAZN pay-per-view, yes?
Yes, sir. Brooklyn, New York.
There's only one. Todd Grisham, that is one big fight with the Grish. Oh, how good was that? And we transition just like the professionals do. Look at my man waiting in the wings. My 5-tool player, my business partner. He's everything to us. AB, how about the Grish making time for us this morning?
Dude, first off, yeah, big shout out Todd Grisham. He's fantastic, man. Like, I wish we could have him on every day. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that there were a fight every single day. I'm going to start setting up fights outside this Sinesta Select just to get Todd to start breaking them down. No, man, shout out to him. He's fantastic. And, yeah, I mean, look, less coke, more smoke. That's what we need out of this fight. Let's go.
That's it. 48 hours away. You heard it from the man calling it. He's surprised we're here. But, damn it, I think that pay-per-view buy rate's going to be pretty high. I think people are going to tune in to see what happens. And that, I hate to say it, is part of selling a fight. AB, we got a lot to talk about today. We got picks. We've got to get off this ho-hum train that we've been on, and the crew needs to help us with that. What are the selections today?
Yep, 4 selections out of Major League Baseball. All right, we've got a pretty light slate across all sports here. All right, we're going to go overs today in Major League Baseball. First one, Marlins Cubs over 8, Angels Rays over 8.5, Rangers Tigers over 8.5, and the Guardians Red Sox over 9. So those 4 options of the poll are in the chat. Vote now, and as we always do, we'll update at the end of the show.
All right, very, very good. Only 5 games on the diamond today, so it is a light slate. NHL coming to an end. NBA the last couple of nights been pretty good, so we'll talk about all of it, but also overs for people that are subscribing to our channel already know about it, but those that don't, AB, what is overs? Because I believe we have an episode today, yes?
We do. 3 p.m. Eastern, and the overs is, for our premium crew, we will break down the slate of college baseball for that day, today, all right? And we're going to go over, are we playing the over? We ride the under? What are we doing? And we do it together. It's full, like it's all of us together. Anybody who's participated in the shows so far knows that we break down the stats, break down the game, and we decide right there. And shout out to the crew, because you know what? It was a bad slate of games to choose from yesterday. The crew said, nah, man, hey, take that Arizona State over. Done. Nailed it.
Boom.
We went through it, broke it down, looked great. So, yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern today for the crew. And it's a small slate, but I'm just going to say this. Florida and Vanderbilt. Just going to put that out there.
Runs, and runs.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to the books, because they gave us no games to bet on before the show today. 0. None. Not even. We don't even get money lines with us.
They don't even want to be friends with us. What's going on? Reed says another episode of overs. I know what I'll be researching after the show in about 30 minutes. We never stop grinding. My man's always in the lab. All right. Today, the crew is ready. We've already had the Grish on to talk Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, but there's plenty more on the slate. It is time, AB, for the picks. Oh, and we go 4 wide on a Thursday. Shout out to Chef Chris. Had something come up last minute. We're thinking about you. We'll see you next week. Now, Rafael Esparza, our numbers guy, right out of the blocks. Matty Ice is asking, do you like Marlins clubs? No runs in the first inning, minus 110?
I'm waiting for the wind report to come out. There's some cold front coming down right now that should be hitting the Midwest and the South sometime this weekend. So I'm going to wait to see what the wind shifted. We normally get a great wind report from Wrigley in about an hour and a half. That's when I usually play Wrigley games. I wait for that big WGN. I used to call it the WGN weather report. Comes in about usually around 45 minutes. That's what I usually wait for any kind of plays at Wrigley.
All right, AB, go.
I wanted to say just a real quick story. All right, everybody's familiar with Brent Musburger. You know, You Are Looking Live, right? If you don't know, all right, back in the 70s, 80s, right, when sports betting was nowhere close to being legal outside of the state of Nevada, that segment to where they would cut to Brent Musburger in the booth like 10 minutes before a game and he would say, hey, you are looking live. That was a weather report for bettors on TV back in the 80s. Brent Musburger has and always will be a man of the people. He got it. So if you never knew where that came from, that's what that was. That was a little hat tip to bettors out there.
He was ahead of his time when it comes to betting, ahead of his time, just like the 4th member of the crew this morning. And I got to tell you, yesterday, I followed you, I tailed you, and it was like watching teeth get pulled out of a mouth every shot that missed and missed and missed. You've got to be ready today, Charles. Good morning.
You know I am a morning coach, morning crew. Absolutely. You know, pins and needles on for today's. I like today's card the most all week anyway. But, yeah, yesterday was quite frustrating. I think there was almost 40 shots. XG is a 1 in the first half. Man City didn't score. So, yeah, sometimes it goes like that. You can get your handicap perfect, but if they don't convert, then it ends up happening. we just
But I
turn
tell
the
people
page.
all the time on social media, Guzzle Money said Charles was in fuego last night with his picks on the X. Yeah, he gives out picks all the time right there. I tell you all the time. All right, let's get into it. Raphael, I'm coming to you, big boy. I'm coming to you because I love it when we have Todd Grisham and he talks about what he believes will happen on Saturday. Then I come right to you because you also have been digging into this fight. Let's start right there.
First of all, Grish is totally correct. Grab that plus 8,000 for that disqualification prop. And I can guarantee you the judges and the ref in both corners will have the towel in hand just because of the mental state of Garcia. If they see anything out of the ordinary and stuff like that, we'll see a towel fly to pull something out of that fight. I've been in many Tyson fights, many of these other fights that have caution in the wind, as we used to call it before the wind comes in. This could be something interesting. That's why I like the under 10.5 rounds, getting plus 145. There's no way I think this fight goes a distance. Haney could probably hit Garcia in the stomach like Tank did, and he'll go down. I just think Haney, with his dad telling him, kill him in the ring, I just don't see this fight going long. I hate it because I'll pay for the pay-per-view price, even though I'll get reimbursed. But I'm still going to have to pay it and won't see a good fight. I just think it's going to be a lopsided fight unless for some odd reason Garcia lands that left hook, which is a very, very powerful left hook. I just don't see that happening. Haney wins. This one goes probably maybe 7-8 rounds. Garcia goes out. Give me that plus 145 at 10.5. And the reason why I posted this now, because I think at the weigh-in, people are going to see more the mental state, and they're going to be jumping on all this Haney plus money prices. And so I don't think we're going to see plus 145. Wouldn't be shocked if we see plus 130, even plus 125 on this prop.
That is such a good take because a lot of the press conferences so far, people haven't seen him. It's Ryan Garcia going off the hinges. And it's Ryan Garcia going after people that aren't even involved in the situation. If you haven't seen what's going on, you've missed. It's been incredibly entertaining, but incredibly sad all at the same time. But it's boxing, so they get away with it. But, man, I don't know what the odds would have been that we made it to Saturday night, but we're almost there. But he was clubbing on Monday night in New York City, Ryan Garcia. He was out at a nightclub posting videos. How serious are you?
You got to be about the drinking game if you're going out on a Monday. I mean, even
Correct,
college,
right?
we weren't doing that regularly.
He says regularly. It's not all the time. Some Mondays, half the Mondays. All right, Charles, you said today was your favorite slate of the week anyway. I heard you. Kind of throwaway comment, but I heard you. So when I see Atalanta, who's been really good lately, and they're taking on a Liverpool squad that literally could not find the back of the net. But today, you don't believe that to be true. Talk to me.
Yeah, we run back the biggest upset of leg one now on Italian soil. Atalanta, they hold that commanding 3-goal aggregate lead, yet the Serie A side are still large underdogs. Many would expect the home side to protect their lead, but sitting back is not in Atalanta's DNA. Scored in all 4 Europa League home matches, averaging 1.5 team goals. Liverpool, they do limp into this match off a week to forget, losing back-to-back games while being held scoreless in both results. The Reds are still a team to be reckoned with, scoring an average of 2.8 team goals away from Anfield, with their matches averaging 4.5 goals on the road. Point blank, Liverpool has to go all out to score, which I believe they will, but pushing so many men forward leaves gaps on the back end where Atalanta are lethal. So I just see goals. Going back the over 3.25 full-time goals. That way, if it lands on 3, you get half your wager back. And Liverpool to score in both halves, as I see them getting on the scoreboard in the first and the second half in pursuit of overturning this lead.
And we're going to overturn that Liverpool frustration from just a few days ago. That's the beauty of getting them again in the middle of the week on a Thursday. Hold tight, Charles. I'll come right back to you. Now, Howie Schwab, he's on the ice tonight, and he apologizes. Normally, he's here on a Thursday. Unfortunately, he had to be rushed to the hospital yesterday. So if we all could, in the chat, please, get better Howie or get well Howie, whatever you want to type. Could you do that for me, please? That would really mean a lot to us in the show as we really worry about his health from day to day, certainly right now. But he's on the Sharks and the Flames, over 6.5, minus 110, as the NHL is now moving and pivoting into their postseason in the next week or so. All right, Raphael, Let me come back to you because you have one single solitary baseball prop today among the 5 games. What do you like? I think my man's on mute, isn't he?
Yeah.
Raphael, you're on mute, big boy.
He's on his own mute.
Sorry about that. I couldn't find the number. Charles, I have a question for you first. Who is Liverpool playing?
Atlanta, not to be confused with Atlanta.
We can't go a whole show without mentioning Atlanta. The whole show, the Braves are not playing. I thought the show was going to be canceled because the Braves wasn't playing.
Hey,
but we'll go with my baseball play.
Real talk, real quick. Raphael, not to interrupt you. I swear to you, Raphael and I were texting at 10 p.m. last night, and he goes, we were talking about the Braves and Cubs, and he goes, well, the Braves aren't playing tomorrow, so I guess we're not having a show.
But my play is, of course, it's a Cub play. I mean, it's the pitcher, James Taylor, whose first start of the season this year, and I just like this plus money, his over 4Ks, plus 105, his first start. He's playing the Marlins with Succa on the mound for the Marlins. 6 of his last 8 starts of the last year before the season ended, he cashed this prop bet. He was just striking out 6-8 guys game after game. The wind's probably going to be blowing in, so I think he gets this over 4.5 Ks for his first start at Wrigley. So give me the plus 105. And yes, he plays for the Cubs, not the Braves.
Shout out to Liddy, though. Raphael's the best at avoiding the mic mute shame. That is a skill. That is a skill, I might say.
Thank you, Liddy.
I love that he first went on that rant on mute. Yes, Pat.
You know what?
Pat could say anything.
Coach, that's a good point. He really he's the best at avoiding that. Like, I never thought about that. Like, all of us have been blasted, and rightfully so. Like, he's the best. Liddy, that's a great point. Yeah, Raphael has owned that.
I'm also shocked that Pat could write anything nice about anyone but Charles, his own personal cheerleader in the chat every freaking day. But no, he said something nice about Raphael, so that was nice. Thank you, Pat. Thank you. Now, if you guys don't mind, I will go next because I got 5 big plays today. And I was an idiot yesterday, but I made up for it on the X. Sometimes you get in the wrong tab when you're making your golf plays and you're like, tournament matchups, round 1 matchups. It gets confusing sometimes. So thank you for helping me out with that. But I got 3 round 1 plays. These are guaranteed. These are from DraftKings. Xander over Colin Morikawa. I'm going with the theme this week that if you were in the hardcore mix last week at the Masters, it's going to take you a little while to get started today. Morikawa was in the final group last week. He was fighting it out for the title. He's going to have a little time to get things going today. So I like Xander on a course that's all about plotting yourself around minus 120. Then Ludwig Oberg. It goes completely against everything I just said. But the reason, this kid's young. He doesn't know any better. Every week he shows up, it's like new candy land for him. Not for Rory McIlroy. Fading him today, minus 110 in the first round. And then Brian Harman, this is his favorite tournament. He grew up around here. He talks about how this was the first tournament he ever visited. He'll be pumped up on day 1 over Sungjae Im, who hasn't been good at all. Then 2 baseball plays. I like the Angels on the run line. Little juicy, but at minus 150, getting a run and a half in Tampa after the comeback win last night. I'll take it. And the Red Sox on the money line to make it 2 in a row over the Guardians today, minus 120 again. Raphael, our 2 favorite words here at Driving the Line are?
I love unders.
Day baseball, Raphael.
I don't
baseball, Raphael.
I don't go Thursday day baseball. Thursday sad baseball because it's always a light schedule. The games are going really early. So Thursday, I call it sad baseball because there's no really good evening games. So I call Thursday sad baseball.
Damn, you always give me new things that I want to sink my teeth into. All right, sad baseball on a Thursday. All right, so those are my 5 plays quickly. Before we get to AB, before we get to his play, Charles, you got 2 more plays from Europa League. 2 different games, though. So talk to me.
Yep. West Ham, Bayer Leverkusen. West Ham, they welcomed the newly crowned Bundesliga champs to town looking to reverse a 2-goal deficit. Luckily, the Hammers have been better at home, winning all 4 of their European fixtures while averaging 2.8 team goals per contest. Bayer Leverkusen, they land down in East London, riding a 43-match unbeaten streak in all competitions and looking to complete a treble with 2 trophies to go. The Germans have had some close calls during their travels as well, going 3-1 and averaging 1.8 team goals along the way. West Ham has to go for it, unlike the first match where they basically sat back and parked the bus. It will be interesting to see how focused Leverkusen is after winning the title on Sunday. So I'm sticking with my second leg strategy and expecting goals with the over 2.75 full-time goals as well. That if we do get 3, you get half, but I could see definitely 4 or more. And lastly, this one's a little bit quicker for you. Roma, AC Milan, short and sweet, both teams to score. This had cashed at 8 straight until last week, and it's come in 11 of the last 13 meetings in all competitions between the Italian clubs. So Roma, AC Milan, both teams to score.
Boom, boom, and boom. Love all those plays today, Europa League. AB in the chat, Ryan is saying from now on, Thursdays will always be known as Sad Baseball. Apparently, Raphael has now coined it. It's official.
Yeah, look, he's right, but I'm going to change that around here shortly.
Oh, well, that's quite the tease. So, AB, I'm staring at yours. Our man in the chat has already played yours, apparently. I already lost it to so many of you, and thank you. Goat's Head Fool. Never thought I'd say that in my career. He's already played your plays, AB. Explain yourself.
Hey, Goats, man. Goats is the truth. All right, look, first off, we're going to address this sad day of baseball. Throw me on the camera real quick. So I want to show you nothing gets sad baseball or sad days turned around more than Dunkaroos, all right? And look, we got plenty of them. All right, we got tons of Dunkaroos. We're going to turn this thing around, and we're going to make it a great day. Dunkaroos for everybody. Speaking of that, we're going to go to a game where there could be a few Dunkaroos over the fence. We're going to go Rangers-Tigers. Both teams to score 3+ runs at -105. Now, let me tell you this. Everyone needs to see this banner because anybody who's followed us in college baseball for the last 3 years knows my legitimately favorite pitcher to bet on in college baseball history makes his Major League Baseball debut today for the Texas Rangers. And everyone needs to know that the time is now. We're bringing it back. Leiter Fuel, all right? Jack Leiter from Vanderbilt University, the son of Al Leiter. If you remember Al, all right? Major League Baseball. Jack Leiter is a monster. His dude does not take anything from hitters. He throws fastball after fastball after fastball and will jam you up and has excellent control. I mean, this guy is, we joke about 5 tools on this show. He's a 5-tool pitcher. This dude has it all of it, everything. Great head on his shoulders. He's ready to go, but it's tough. Your first ever game, Major League Baseball, could be a little difficult for you. Plus, you're going to be on a pitch count as well. So that's why we're going to play. Both teams score 3+ runs. It's going to be a fun game. Shout out Jack Leiter, man. Dude's great. Good luck, buddy.
I don't know that you've ever loved a player more. I mean, that was passionate. That was like AB passionate.
I will tell you, anybody that was around us like a couple years ago, right? Like betting college baseball, it was automatic. When Vanderbilt was pitching Jack Leiter, I don't care if they were playing the Braves. We would bet Vanderbilt every time because no one could hit this guy. No one. And he was efficient, like a Greg Maddux style pitcher. He'd have 80 pitches going into the 17th inning. He didn't care, dude. Like, he's just about his business. He literally just won over and over and over. It was an automatic bet. Automatic bet every single time.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible one too. Is
Skeeter's
AB Leiter's agent?
Yeah,
no, but he should be.
Yeah.
He should be. Real quick, John says, Coach, why is there no love for Wyndham Clark? He's been so good in the big events. This is Target Golf, and I don't think he's really good at Target Golf. Plus, he hasn't had the best attitude. Took a lot of stuff last week for things he said about Liv, so I just didn't like him this week at all. There's going to be one player who's a professional that will be available for shows like this, and maybe he'd want to come on because he ain't going to be playing anymore. There's only one topic, and it's a big one today. It's time to educate and entertain. I would read some of the food comments in the chat, but I don't want to get off base. You guys throwing AB's mind where it shouldn't be right now. Now, gentlemen, Rarely do you get a story like this. And a few weeks ago, Shohei, his interpreter, $16 million. We didn't quite know what happened there. This one, AB, I'm going to start with you. This one, we know exactly what happened. And this may be the dumbest story that I've ever read. Jontay Porter, Toronto Raptors. And he's been suspended for life from the NBA for participating and violating their gambling policy. They said he never did. Oh, but he did bet on his team to lose. He did give information, AB, that he wouldn't be playing a lot or that he affected a prop bet on himself. Couldn't be dumber. When you see a player do something this stupid, what is your take?
You're an idiot. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Where's the payoff here? You just burned your entire life's mission here to do what? To bet on a prop bet that the books immediately caught? That's the other thing, too. Like, he thought that he was going to outsmart these cats, and they're like, oh, well, we got a lot of bets suddenly coming in on Jontay Porter over 1.5 points, that no one ever bets ever. It's just stupid, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. And what I hate about it is that it ruins what the industry has had to fight against for a long time of this like seedy underbelly, blah, whatever. It's really positive now. This is a really positive community across all of sports. And then you get stuff like this coming from the players, man. Just dumb.
Oh, and it's over $20,000, Raphael. I mean, we're talking about it, and I saw a graphic yesterday. He's made this much. It's cost him way more than the $2 million he's already made because he's a decent player. But I'm trying to figure out, and he gave information, Raphael, as part of an $80,000 parlay. Like, that's not going to ever get looked at. It's just every decision here makes no sense to me. And you've been really knee deep in this industry for a long time. What is your very, very educated take?
I have a lot of takes. First off, the Americans, and I'm saying us in general, and the media, blew this up so badly. I mean, England, Charles would go to this. English Premier League has had in their pockets in books for decades, and then stuff comes out, they catch it. All right, let's move on. Here in the States, you think the guy chopped off another guy's head and then placed a bet. This is going to happen now that the States. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again, and we're going to see these penalties. A complete ban. I mean, this guy can't even play overseas. Overseas club says, hey, we don't want him. He can't play with us either. The one thing that we're not talking about that my industry needs to be talked about more. I'm going to read you the statement. The suspicious bets involved the Porter's performance in the Raptors' March 20th game were brought to the NBA attention by licensed sports betting operations.
Wow.
That's me. That's us. We're the ones that we have. I can look at my phone and I have contacts that I can call in professional sports. If I see something, me, myself, if I see something suspicious, we're the ones that caught it. So don't pinpoint us as we're the bad guys because we're taking the bets. And I also have to finger point to the casinos. I know what book he was dealing with. I'm not going to mention the book because it's not their fault either. But $80,000 on a player prop? No, that's just going to draw red flags. You should start it off lower and then approve those bets so you know right away, okay, something fishy going on here. Is this just letting some guy bet this without an approval coming up? So there's finger pointing all there. But we have to look at this books and say, hey, you know what? We're the reasons why we caught this. We're the reasons why this won't hopefully happen again, which it will. But quit making us the bad guys, because if it wasn't for us, all these betting scandals would never be caught. It's always the casinos that catches them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Charles, let me come to you because with sports betting all over the world, this is the one industry that we're kind of behind because you've been in Europe, but you could walk into a pub and bet for the last 40 years. Australia, same type of thing. And so this has been happening with athletes. Here in the States, we're just kind of starting to get into it right now. And this one seems egregious, but I agree with a lot of what Raphael just said. With your unique perspective in the sport that you like, what did you make of this story?
Yeah, this is just another day of the week in soccer. We've seen this forever. So we even had Serie A shut down for a whole season. Juventus got stripped of their title as well, where they had a scandal. So this happens all the time in Europe as well. But it looks like that he was losing leading up to that wager. So I guess he just finally got frustrated and decided he was going to try this rather than just trying this first and, having lower wagers going along as well. But I heard the comment that he had always wanted to be a gambler. So, there may be a spot for him, Coach. You may want to reach out to him.
I mean, if he wants to come on and explain himself, we'd be more than happy to take him. But AB, do you believe that the punishment fit the crime?
That's a brutal punishment. Yeah, I mean, you have to. Like, that's the thing, is that you leave these leagues with no other choice. Because if you go light on it, then people are going to do it.
Yep.
Like, you have to. Like, that. It's a brutal punishment. Like, I mean, it is a brutal punishment, but you have to. Like, if I'm speaking against the league, you left me no choice. You idiot. You left me no choice. $80,000, that's your unit. That's your parlay unit. $80,000. Like, okay. Yeah.
And that's where I find myself as well. You left me no choice because, Raphael, when you look at the bets, and this is after all the investigation, this is fact. This is coming from the NBA. And Jesse said it best in the chat. He says, and he was in the negative. How do you do that when you're betting on yourself? When you're adjusting prop bets and they're on you, the league had no other choice because he's actually affecting the over, his own prop bets, the side. He's affecting everything when he goes negative on his performance. And I don't know if he realized that.
He didn't, but I'm going to go back to the boxing game. Behind the counter, when I would be working, when there was a big fight in town, I would see trainers come and bet the same boxer that he's training or stuff like that. So, yeah, he was placing the bets, but even if he wasn't placing the bets, he was going to get down that action no matter if it was him, somebody else, and all that. So you have to look at it that way. But, again, I blame mostly the books for him. That high of a handle without just placing a bet, no approval, and then, I lost again. The books have to be smarter. I know they probably looked at his deposit and say, hey, wow, this guy maybe put down $100,000 for a deposit. He must be a whale. Well, every whale doesn't need to be the same whale as should be. So that means put a lower limit. If something $10,000, then you approve it. Look at his betting statistics. Look at his trends. Maybe he's betting at the same prop bet over and over again. That throws a red flag. So I blame the books just because, we have a big deposit. Let's give this guy the world. That usually doesn't end well.
Do you agree with that, Charles? Do we put a lot on the books to try to figure this out before we get to this point?
Have to. They're the ones who regulate everything and monitor. So absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Look, Coach, can I give a shout out to all future criminals here? Look, and understand what I just said. All right. Look, you don't go out and start betting $80,000 on prop bet parlays, okay? It'd be the same thing as if you're out here like, Coach, times are tough. I'm going to start printing money in my basement. Oh, what bill denomination are you going to go with? A 5, a 10? No, $1 million bill. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to print $1 million bills. Like, what are you doing? It's like, is this your first time? Sorry, I don't mean to advocate for, white collar crime here, get sent to a federal penitentiary. But, I mean, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is the dumbest crime ever. It's like that Alabama coach and betting live at a college baseball game, which there are 8 people on planet Earth that bet college baseball. They're all here in this chat, and they're betting live $60,000. Like, oh, yeah, no, nobody's going to notice that.
It's kind of like that old saying that the bank robber who did 20, if he would have stopped at 10, it's you could say that about a lot of things, but this is about as stupid. And somebody in the chat said he bet on his unders and points. That you absolutely can control. How dumb could you be if my over under is 11.5 and I bet the under?
And who else is betting him? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the books are like, oh, okay, well, we got
bananas.
Jontay Porter, $80,000 parlays.
Yes. Raphael, go.
I talked to that company who he was betting it on at, and one of his plays had 0 bets except his. So there's a red flag right there.
Oh, my God. If that's not the biggest red flag I've ever heard, the only person to make that bet is the dude in that bet. Great takes, gentlemen. Great freaking takes. All right, it's time. If you weren't here at the top of the hour, you missed the Grish, but we'll post that on our YouTube page if you missed that. But also, you missed all of our fire picks because today is going to be a big day for the crew. It's time for the whip around. Oh, I'm feeling good today. Guzzle Money says dumb upon dumb. A lot of good reaction in the chat. Keep it coming, and also hit that like button for me. All right. Yesterday, AB, quote, called himself an idiot because we did not have time, but he rectified himself because he showed us those incredible graphics that are coming. So he's working all through the night. AB, you are not an idiot 2 days in a row, are you?
Lord, I hope not. But you know what? I'd bet on that. I'll tell you what. I'll put 80 grand on that one. Let me go get a loan here from the local regions. All right. So we've got some options today. Look at Dansby Swanson looking good, my boy. Former Brave, current Cub. Did that one for Raphael. I had to do it. All right. Your option today, Dallas Garcia plus 275. The Rangers. Look at it. Our man, George Soler plus 275. Trout 300. Seager 400. Dansby Swanson 600. You already know where I'm going.
You just say George Soler?
Yeah. In honor of.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. In honor of the little pale. All right. So you already know where I'm going. Dansby Swanson, former Brave, Vanderbilt baseball, Chicago Cub. Give it to me. Dansby, my boy, looking good right there. Nice beard game. Dansby always had good hair. Shortstop, good looking.
He really
dude.
did.
Yeah.
Raphael, I feel like that's gimmick infringement. I feel like AB just took your spot.
No, because I'm going to trump him. Give me Jorge Soler, the ex-Cub, at plus 275 to hit the home run. I think he hit a home run at Wrigley that still hasn't come down yet. So I like Soler, but Mike Trout at 3-1. I would take I don't like Swanson's at 6-1. The wind is blowing in. I just saw the wind report. It's probably going to be anywhere between 12 to 15 miles per hour at first pitch. So that's something you might want to look at. But Soler, ex-Cub, plus 275. But Mike Trout will probably screw me and hit a home run at 3-1.
He probably will, but I hope that Mike Trout does because I'm on the Angels. So I'm going to go with Mike Trout at plus 300. By the way, Raphael, your pick is so close to the hearts of me and AB, you have no idea. And for those of us who know, then you know. All right, we got Trout, we got Soler, we've got Swanson. Now the man from the Dirty. Charles, where are we going?
I'll go ahead and grab my man Corey Seager plus 400 against Maeda. Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. Well, apparently Raving is saying Seager and then roll the winnings into Swanson. Interesting concept. Okay. Jason said Trout's been running. This dude's been on fire. He never wants to leave Tampa. He loves that stadium. He's hitting like 800 this week in that particular stadium. All right. If you weren't here at the top of the hour, man, you have missed a lot. Hashtag it pays to watch live. But you haven't missed our picks because we do it in 10 seconds or less each pick. And Charles, I'm going to start with you. I got 4 that I'm staring at. Bring them to me.
Yeah, Europa League action at Atlanta, Liverpool, over 3.25 full-time goals and Liverpool to score in both halves. West Ham, Bayer Leverkusen, over 2.75 full-time goals. Lastly, Roma, AC Milan, both teams to score.
All right, real quick. I love my man Mark Spurlock in the chat. AB, he says, I love this show. Only good thing about tearing up my knee is I get to watch live for 2 weeks. Damn it, Mark. Love when you're in the chat. Thank you. How about that, AB?
Yeah. Look, Mark's OG. Look, I hate that, you got the injury there, to the old knee, but it's good that we get you there for those 2 weeks. Anything we can do for you, just let us know. Absolutely. Look, it's Spell Dog. Look, shout out Regions Bank. Hey, Regions Bank's fantastic. Absolutely love it.
Call us. Open for business.
Call us. The official bank of the SEC. You can be the official bank of Driving the Line. And
you're damn right.
If you do it, if you do it, I promise we'll stop talking about, federal financial crimes. I promise you.
Yeah, that's a guarantee. Phil Winmore says, great show, guys. I'm missing Howie. We always miss Howie, and he's on the Sharks and the Flames over 6.5 today, minus 110 on the ice. Raphael, 2 big plays. Talk to me.
Boxing Saturday, Haney versus Garcia, under 10.5 rounds, plus 145. Haney could probably end his career of Garcia. I called it. Garcia might not ever fight after this fight at plus 145. Get it now. It's probably going to go lower to like plus 135 at weigh-in because weigh-ins always change numbers. And give me Cubs pitcher. I said it, Cubs pitcher. James Taylor over 5Ks, plus 105 against the Marlins. Wind blowing in. He's going to be striking out. He might beat Kerry Wood's strikeout record today. Give me Taylor over 4.5 plus 105.
Now you're just getting crazy.
Crazy,
Rap. right, I've got 5 big plays today. Angels plus 1.5, minus 150. It's really more of a value play. This has been a tight series. The last 2 nights have gone right down to the bitter end, 1-run game. So give me the Angels playing pretty good baseball. I mentioned how good Mike Trout is hitting, minus 150 there. Red Sox on the money line yesterday. Well, they blanked the Guardians. It was ugly. It was fast. And I believe today, more of the same. I like them on the money line, minus 120. Then these 3, you got to get them in the next hour or so. They're afternoon wave tee times at the RBC, round 1 only. Xander over Colin Morikawa. Ludwig Oberg finished T2 last week over Rory McIlroy and Brian Harman. This is his favorite event over Sun J.M. Love the juice, love the number, love all 3 guys. All right, AB, what do you got?
All right, so, with Raphael's pick of Andrew Haney and Adolis Garcia under 10 rounds, I didn't know that they were fighting each other, but I hope they do it after the Rangers game today. Let's take the Rangers, Tigers. Both need to score 3+ runs at minus 105. And again, all right, you guys already know. You know what time it is. It's Leiter fuel time, baby. Jack Leiter, good luck, buddy. Going to have a Hall of Fame career that starts today, and Driving the Line called it.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Those are all of our picks for today. And today, it's going to be a line in the sand type of day. We're getting ready to go on a tear, and it starts with my guys today. Real quick, before I kick them out of here, Raphael, anything special going on for you? Just kind of a light day?
Light day, just doing some prop bets. I've got to finish the baby prop bets. I was got a little busy last night, so I got about 4 or 5 of them. That's going to be ready to go next week when the chef is back here. I want to put those on there. But it's always a busy day in my life of doing crazy odds and watching crazy stuff on TV.
Man, love having you a part of what we are doing. So important, so important. And by the way, you saw Chef Chris in the chat. He was very busy today, but we do have the baby odds, as Raphael said, coming next week. A lot of different prop bets when it comes to what is Candace and Chef Chris going to have our first DTL baby, unless, Charles, there's something going on with you that we don't know about.
You see it, Coach. This is it.
What you see is what you get. Seabass, Chef Chris says current due date is October 9th. I hope, AB, that's not a Sunday, because we can't stop our shows for the babies. Maybe live from the hospital, perhaps. Who knows? All right, gentlemen, great show today. It's time for the closing bell. Shout out to Jared. Great show as always, fellas. Best of luck to everyone today. I love the sentiment. And people can go vote on our social media, AB, for who they want to go the yard today as well to participate.
They can. Go do it. You know what? Not only can they, this is an official endorsement. Go vote on it. It's good betting karma to go vote on that.
It really is. And if you hit one, then we will send you a piece of merch. And that is on our to-do list as the 2 guys that run this. We're going to get caught up on that this week, AB. Are we not?
I was just about to say, literally, me and you were talking yesterday about it. I've got all of it written down, ready to go. So everyone that has something coming in regards to that, it's coming, I assure you. And yesterday, we both hit on our home run bets, all right? You hit on Yordan Alvarez. I hit on Ronald Acuna, right, that you chose, by the way. Well done on that one.
I had Olsen. I had Olsen.
Yeah, but you had Yordan Alvarez on the other side, right?
But I'll take him. I know we talked about him, so I'll take him. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So,
yes.
Okay, so we've got to choose 2. So when you reply or when you vote on Twitter, all right, for your home run prop, just reply in, and Producer Man will select 2 winners from that one. And shout out, Daniel Greer brought Ronald Acuna a home run yesterday. No coincidence. So well done, you and him. Send him to more places. We need that.
Did you happen to see my little tete-a-tete with him on the
I
yesterday?
saw that. And that was hilarious. That was really, really good. And I like that he came at you and you came right over the top. And then somebody wrote, they're like, oh, heel coach came out on this one.
Heel coach is our favorite kind of coach.
And
maybe
also, lastly, I was going to say, I didn't answer your original question. The crew is going with the Cubs over today. That's their choice.
Cubs
over
today. So Raphael's very, very happy. For those of you who are crew members, do not forget we have a crew exclusive every single day that we post right around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then AB today, quickly, the overs at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yes?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Yep. All right.
Good
Very,
show.
very good. By the way, Jeff, you saw that Twitter, STFUville. It's a place me and AB love. Sent a lot of people there on assignment. All right, it is that time of the day. We appreciate all of you so very much for hanging out with us for just a short time and then going out and spreading the good word. Every single day we continue to get bigger, stronger, smarter, and that's what we're all about as we continue to build this thing day by day by day. So now it's time for you to go out into the world. Be kind to one another. Pay it forward. Be honest with each other. And understand this, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Right, the man from the Dirty Charles. Our numbers guy, Raphael. My 5-tool player, my partner, AB. Never forget about producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1,000,000. We grind for you so we can win with you. Is truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.